Hello, it's Moustache. Invincible is a series full of amazing characters. From background characters to spin-off-centric heroes, each and every character has their own fans, and is somebody's favorite. Today, we'll be taking a turn with character discussion to talk about some characters from Invincible that I think either have an extremely low chance of being added, or almost no chance at all. But, for the sake of discussion, like usual, if I have any ideas for moves, ultimates, dialogue, or anything, we'll be getting into it. Alright, who's not going to be added to Invincible VS? Number 5. Isotope. So, I already recommended Machine Head as a premier skin for Cecil. Be sure to check out this other video where I talk about that. It includes Isotope and Spirit. If he was a fighter, and let's face it, he's not going to become a fighter, he'd probably teleport even more than Cecil. It's his whole thing, teleporting. He'd have some pretty niche dialogue, but just like Machine Head, he'd really only have words for Titan. Sure, he's seen Battle Beast and Invincible, but I doubt they have much to chat about. The writing team would have to make all the interactions up. Number 4. War Woman, and every other OG Guardians of the Globe member. With the exception of Immortal, who was always intended to stay immortal, the Guardians of the Globe were meant to die. Spoiler alert, not spoilers. Omni-Man kills the Guardians of the Globe. War Woman and everyone else who died, like Red Rush, Aquarius, Green Ghost, they all stand no chance when it comes to making it to the roster of Invincible VS. But let's say someone did. War Woman. Well, her big mace would be fun to swing around on opponents. She'd be almost like a smaller battle beast. If she had a finisher, maybe it would involve the other members attacking the opponent as if he's Omni-Man. Except her mace swing becomes a fatal blow. It would be a good thing to reference this. It is their most iconic scene, before they die. Number 3. The Flaxen. Flaxens are reoccurring enemies in the Invincible series, but a rapidly aging light trooper stands no chance. No, we need a real Flaxen. The Flaxen. This Flaxen. The slightly bigger one. Hey, you could add him in and say like, hey guys, remember Invincible Season 1? You could say this guy's pretty popular considering he's the one from that famous Omni-Man scene. The one with the music. Well, now he can make it onto the roster to go after Omni-Man for his crimes. Also could get some dialogue with Robot and Monster Girl in there. For his ultimate, he'd summon an entire army of Flaxens and overwhelm the opponent. Then a Flaxen tank or ship would launch a heavy proton missile and crater your opponent. Number 2. Cahor. Okay, but really, a character who doesn't do anything isn't going to make it into this game, but what if he did? He'd probably have an attack that binds you to the ground for a second, that comes from below, something like Scorpion's Fire from Mortal Kombat, but green. He'd have a pretty long range, he'd extend his mummy wrap and it would float out at you, and a special that makes the player's controls switch around for a second. It would either put them in a dazed state or make the opponent walk backwards. For the finisher, he'd possess the opponent, unless they're female, of course, in which case your ultimate just won't work. He'll just refuse. It just will do nothing. So he'll have like 2 ultimates, one that works and one that does nothing. Honorable mentions. Rick, William's boyfriend. And let's real quick go over some characters that nobody gives a single shit about. Damien Darkblood, Volcanikka, wait, oh shit, hear me out. I simply propose, what if the content was left in the files to be data mined on purpose? And there's lots of extra character names that aren't actually intended to be playable characters. They're purposeful misleads. Multiversus did this, and I'm still not sure if 11 was meant to be in that game, was cancelled, cut, removed, or if the leak was fake. Okay, anyways. Agent Spider's nemesis, Prof. Ock, because that's just taking it too far. When it comes to analog or parody characters, that's just Doc Ock, but it's on his head. Number 1. Mohawk Mark. There's already a skin of Mohawk Mark, so this is probably deconfirmed. It seems they will be going with Invincible to just be given variant skins, but before the game came out, I initially had the idea that Mohawksable could be a completely different character from Invincible, and that they both could get variant skins. Invincible will get all the variant skins that are the calmer ones and seem to have their shit together more, and Mohawksable will get all the crazier ones, like the Prisoner one. Anyways, I agree with the idea to get him out as a skin, but it's also kind of a shame he's deconfirmed. Maybe it's not too late. Perhaps Mohawk Mark could still become some kind of free Echo Fighter of Invincible. I really think there wouldn't be a problem if a Mohawk Mark character and a Mohawk skin Invincible, they were both on the same team. I don't think you're going to get confused. I don't think it would matter, even if they look exactly the same. It would be cool. In the name of timeline shenanigans and Invincible variants and all that, people might like that. He could play a lot more aggressively than Mark. Concerning a Mark who doesn't hold back, who's cruel and evil, he probably would fight a lot differently from Mark. For his finisher, he'd reference the Invincible War by flying the opponent around iconic locations on the globe, destroying buildings all the way through. Maybe the other evil Mark variants could be seen floating around when he finally slams his opponent into the ground at the end. Alright everybody, these are the character picks that we have for today. Do you think any of these characters actually would get added to Invincible VS? If you do, make sure to leave a comment down below with your ideas. Who else do you think has zero chance of getting added to Invincible VS? Leave your answer below. It's been Moustache.